Hey Stampers, Gaynor again, and Gloria sent me a little video to watch about a lady using up her scraps using acetate, and the lady's page is called Laura's Creative Pages and Cards. She's only got about like 550 subscribers, so go over there and give her a shout out. Bless her. She makes some beautiful cards, mind, using acetate and strips of paper. I'll show you the card I made. This is the one I made, and if you look, you can see the glistening of the acetate, which makes a funky card, but it's quite heavy. I've done a little sentiment inside. I think it's really cute, but my acetate is really thick. So I was going through my drawers and I found, where are they? I decided to cut one of these up, which is one of those plastic. You would still get that same shine once you've added your strips. I cut a piece down. You need 3-inch strips, but about 12 inches long. Even if you've only got them A4 size, just cut them 3-inch strips, and then 1/2-inch strips at 3 inches wide, and then you're going to glue them on. The only thing is, you can see the glue one side, so make sure the pattern you want is showing up at the top. But I'll show you what else. I'm going to carry on using those in a minute. So that's using one of these plastic sheets. I haven't tried it yet, but I will. I also found, oh my goodness, I've had this in my drawer for ages, A4 self-adhesive sparkly acetate sheets. Now I've cut a piece off, which I'm starting to use here, and I'll show you in a bit now, but look at the sparkle you get on that. So this is the side I want to use, so I'll show you that one. Again, it's got a pop-up. And also I found some of this hunky-dory. This was gifted to me about, flipping heck, about 5 years ago. It's called Snowfall Acetate. But you don't really get to see much of the acetate once you've stuck your paper down. But I suppose if you were using clear gold or silver, or gold and silver strips, and then the thing is, you'll see your glue. With the acetate, with the sparkle on the front, it's already self-adhesive. So if you look, I've kept the paper, it's sticky. So you could use the back bit and have the sparkle show through that bit, but when I turned it over, I was like, oh my goodness, that is beautiful. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to carry on. I'm sticking that down because it's very sticky. And this way I don't even have to glue because the stick is already on. So I'm just alternating now, and I'm leaving a gap in between because that will just help me when I come to stick it onto my card. And then what you do is, because you've got 1/2-inch strips, you cut your strips down, these long strips, into 1/2-inch strips. Now a 3-inch, see, I've started it on my snowflake one, but you can see the glue coming through. Mind you, you can't really, but I suppose up close you could. But even that way, you'll get the odd little snowflake coming through the acetate. I mean, it may be a little bit of a waste of time for getting it on there, but I've got one here and I've got one here, and I'm using the same papers but getting a totally different look. So let me carry on feeding this paper, and don't worry if you don't get it bang on, because I'm terrible at trying to line things up, for one. And look, I've got greens and purples, and literally I just took this designer series paper. Comes in 48 sheets. It's called Delightfully Eclectic, and you get 48 sheets, and there's 4 of each one, and there's 12 double-sided sheets, so you get 24 designs, so it's absolutely lovely. I mean, you've got letters on the back of this one. It comes in Pretty Peacock, Fresh Freesia, let me get my piece, Basic Black, Bubble Bath, Old Olive, Crazy Craze, Calypso Coral, Crushed Curry, Misty Moonlight, Night Navy, Petal Pink and Pretty Peacock. And so I reckon one pack of this, you wouldn't have to buy much else of the Stampin' Up stuff. I mean, I'm not quite at the end there, but it's just the gist of it. With my acetate, with the first card I did, this one, the lady I watched cut shapes out and used them on a background. I can't cut through mine, even with my Stampin' Up. What do you call it? Look at that, it's cute. I can't cut through my acetate, it's that thick. So, hence the reason. But this comes on a sticky sheet. I mean, you could use this. This is shiny underneath. Oh, there's an idea. I could add strips on there and still get that shine, so it looks like I've got acetate. Oh, look at that, Gaynor. You just come up with something else. So don't throw all your bits away. And you all know I love doing all sorts with scraps. And this is beautiful. Look at me, I'm sticking to it. But just use, you can use tape. You could use double-sided tape. You can use your tape runner. You can use wet glue. It's entirely up to you. Look, see, I'm not even perfect. And then this last one, I'm going to try and just get it right on the edge. There we go. I mean, it's not perfectly straight down this side. I've got these bits left over. These I will put towards finishing off this one to make a few extra cards with that. So I'll put that to one side. And then once I've got it on, because it's already got adhesive, I'm just going to rub it. And then look at that. I think that is beautiful. It's going to, and now I'm going to use my Stampin' Up trimmer. And then what you're going to do, you're just going to cut 1/2-inch strips. And because you can use, you don't have to just use 2 pieces of paper. This will make a really lightweight card. I ended up using 4 strips out of the 6 that you get to make one card. So you can get, if you had 2 of these, you'd make 3 cards, I reckon. So not even a full sheet of acetate. I mean, you could put the whole 12-inch strip across and then cut it into 1/2-inch strips, but I'm just saying, if you just wanted to use a certain amount of paper, then you could save. If you were doing a set of 5 or 10 cards, that would be great. And then you just, I'll show you now what I'm going to do with mine. Alternate the strips. I've already got some card bases cut. Because I was going to use, I've got one of these ready started. I've used the purple and the black, and I've got it on both sides. These are the strips from the first card I made. What you do is then when you line up your card, you line the purple against the black. But I've seen the lady use about, yeah, this is what I had left. You get 6 strips out of a 3-inch piece. And this is what I had left after I made this card. So if you had 3 lots, you could make 3 cards. 3 cards out of 3 strips. Oh, confusing, but we'll get there. So they're the bits for that one. I could finish that off, but let's make something else. I've got myself a piece of black border. I've got myself a card base. I've got my Whisper White for doing my stamping. And I've also got white piece which we're going to stick these strips onto, and then I'm going to layer it up on the black. So hence the reason I've cut the shapes out of the black cardstock, because nobody's going to see it. And I'm just going to cut myself a couple more of those. So we're going to be layering our card on there. No one's going to see that, so I'm going to pop them to one side. I've also got a piece of white. This is just nasty plain white from the shop. I wasn't going to waste my Stampin' Up paper, but this I'm going to use for, let me just fold my card base out the way. I've got so much stuff on my desk, it's unreal. I'm saying nasty, it's just cheap white card, but it's ideal to go on the inside of a card. And I will stamp that before I put that in, and then these will go on top of my card, giving me that nice black border as well. So I'm going to stamp my image and my sentiment so they can dry, because I'm using Versamark on there. And what I'm going to do with my little boy image this time, because I use the little girl, I need to use Memento ink because it won't work with my blends otherwise. So I'm going to stamp the little boy and the dog. I think I might just stamp the boy first. Get rid of the black off the dog. Just so when I cut the circle out. Should I get the circle now? I'm going to use the 2 1/4 inch circle. There we go. So I can stamp my little image there for the dog in a minute. Because he doesn't all fit in the, I'm going to stamp my little doggy separate. Perfect. And then I'm just going to use a smaller circle to cut him out. How cute's that? But I'm going to leave them to dry just whilst we are doing some attaching. And I'm just going to grab the inside of my card. I'm going to stamp this message and let that dry as well. It says life is better with friends like you. And now I've got that little doggy. Perfect. So they can stay out the way and dry. I normally stamp off on a scrap piece of paper so a cloth doesn't get so dirty, but I'm rushing a wee bit. I've got my blends to colour the, I might change some colours. I didn't think about this one. So I'm going to fetch my strips in. I've got bits all over my desk. I'm going to fetch my silicone mat in. I've still got my little dots on there. Excuse them moi ladies, but should I get excited? And I'll have to have that up done. Right, now these have still got some sticky on the back, so I don't think it'll stay, but no, it won't. So I'm going to get my tape runner, and I'm just going to, in fact, I did it like this. It was much easier to go through and just tape along. And then I know this is the way around my card's gonna go, because that's the way my love hearts are. So look how cute that is. I don't want to press too tight. And then you can take your scissors and I'll take off the other little bits later, but I'm just going to snip that through. And then what you're going to do is I'm going to line my stripe up next to my, so I've got alternate colours, so that's not long enough, but I'm going to take my left and I'm going to leave a small gap in between the tape as well. So I'm going to line that up so it's bang on. I'll show you in a minute. And leave a gap in between. Oh, that's a little bit of a wider gap, but oh, maybe I can't do it. Maybe I've left a bit of a big gap this time, but never mind. And then I'm going to snip this off. I'm not going to worry so much about the smaller ones just yet, because look, that piece is going to fit there beautiful. Hence the reason I'm using, you could use double-sided tape all the way across, but I'm only needing tape in certain areas. So I'm lining up my square with my other square and then just pressing down. So I've got this block lined up with this block and then this block. So it's stripe, heart, stripe, heart, stripe, heart. So I'm alternating the strips. So let's get another piece. Let's do this side. And I'm literally just adding a row of tape. So again, I'm lining up. I don't want it to be, I've got to be careful because I've got a gap. That's it. Whoops, a little bit out at the top. So again, I'm just going to trim off these other bits. It's going to be so glossy. And then because I need to come up, but I can use that section on there. But yeah, just have fun. I've not, oh wait there, I got my pattern upside down. So I need to level that off. So cute. Now you can even start to cut some of these smaller pieces because these will fit on the corners. Oh look, see now I've cut my paper a little bit. Don't worry about it. Oh, I've cocked that right up, so I might have to just trim it down a little bit. So Gaynor, just do it with your, not gonna be telling myself off. So these little bits will come for the ends. So now we're getting closer. Obviously that's too short. Oh, that's not quite, but it's, if you, do you know what I mean? I'm getting there. So oh, not quite, we're getting there, but we just love to use our scraps. So that's that piece. I will go around with my trimmer in a bit. So I've got a tiny little piece there. And I'm thinking I got a little tiny little bit there with the stripe on. And look at that, fits perfect on the end. And don't worry if I get any on my crafter mat because it doesn't stick. So that's fine. Oh, I am sweating. It's so warm, girls, here. It's been quite humid all day. I mean, you could add the tape to the back of here if you want, but just lining up those strips. Perfect. But you can see I'm keeping my love arts all the same way. Look, I've still got 2 strips. Keeping my love arts going. And I've got to come down that way. Isn't that cute? Love that. But do it with just, if you've got no clear acetate, use a cello bag. I suppose you could use a cello bag if you've got one long enough, or if you don't mind doing a herringbone style, instead of doing 12-inch pieces, you could do shorter pieces. You could even use the pouches that come with your dies, as if you don't mind, depending on the clearness of the pouch. I have sweating pint scales. Woof! So we're getting close. Let's have a look. Not quite. Oh, I have got not as much this time, whereas last time I did. But I don't mind. Keeping that strip lined up. Perfect. Mind you, maybe I just cut a little bit too extra. So we've got this last piece, which should fit there beautiful. I'm making sure I've lined that up. We watched that film again last night from it's year 2012. It's called Impossible, The Impossible, where a lady and her kids and her husband were in a tsunami out in Japan, I think it was, or somewhere like that, or Thailand, sorry. And based on a true story. Fabulous. How she survived, I will never know. And the little boy in it, never knew until we watched it again. It is Tom Holland, who plays Spider-Man in the movies. So I'm just going to tidy that little bit up. But what a really good film. So there we are. There is that shiny. And I'm just going to fetch my trimmer in now. I'm going to have to clear my scissors off later. Oh, girls, it is so warm. So I'm just going to make sure I've got this trimmed up beautiful. That looks okay, actually. So I've got a few bits there left. And then I'm going to add my piece onto my black. Woohoo! That's well shiny. But Gloria asked me to make one of these, bless her. She'd made one herself and it was beautiful. She used the dies for the country in and just used a section on her card and it was beautiful. And Gloria, if you don't mind posting it in group for everyone to see, that would be amazing. It's a beautiful card. I don't know why she got me to make one, because she should do a channel herself, because she's a fabulous card maker. I am sweating gallons. So let's get our card base. Now my little inner piece is dried. I'm just gonna add my glue. I mean, you could cut a strip of paper if you want to, like I have done on the other one, to go inside. You could now add this with dimensionals. I mean, I've got a tiny little boo-boo along there. I mean, you could have a ribbon on there. Nobody's going to know. It's not going to... They are handmade cards. I must admit, for the past 2 weeks, I haven't recorded anything hardly. My head's had a bit of a mental mind block. Oh, I can't turn it upside down. But could I add it that way? I think I will add it this way, because I'm going to keep my card on the side, because I've just remembered my little sentiment on inside is that way. So my love hearts are going that way. And that needs a tiny, because that's hanging over the edge. I've got a tiny little bit of glue there. There we go. Because I'm not the straightest of people when it comes to lining paper up. I'm a bit of a rusher, if you know what I mean. I don't take my time, and I should really. So we've got our, where's my little poochie? So I'm going to cut my thinking of you out. I'm going to try and get it straight, she says. And it just fits. It's smudged it a tiny little bit, but I'm going to try my best to handle it with care. Let me just grab a circle punch for that. Oh, let me see what I've got here. I've got my 1.5 inch circle punch. Let's see if that will punch it out. I've got the sniffles big time. Sorry, girls. Let's see if I can get my little doggy punched out. Oh, come on. Let me cut some more off. Oh, there we go. Just. Oh, look at that. Perfect. So I've got my little dog. I've got my little boy. Got my paper. Now I'm going to be cutting a circle out of my new. I got the new punch, which is 2 3/8. Now I'm looking for some. I don't really want to cut a hole. What I'll do is, I'll tell you what, I'll show you what I'll do. I will cut a card base. So I will do 4 1/8, which is half, which gives me layers, and I've got another half. So I'll keep that in there. And then what I will do is, I will push all the way into the centre to pop and use this as a card base. For layering, so you know, like that, so no one's gonna see that circle cut out. So I'll put that in my stash. Mind you, wait there. I'm just wondering if I've got a circle for my little doggy, so I'm gonna actually add that on there, and he's going on there. So I could do with a circle for there. So, oh, let's go and see what she can do. Let me see if I've got a circle. Won't be a sec. So that was 1.5. I do have the 1 3/4. I did have somewhere. Do you know, I think it got ruined and it stopped working. So, I'm looking. No, definitely not. So let's have a look. I've got a 2 inch circle punch. I wonder if that's going to be a little bit on the big side. Well, that I really will knacker up that card space. But I suppose if I do that, pop that out, I've still got that to add as a layer. I can add, look at that, this needs a sharpen, and then that, let me just glue that down so I can colour that in a second. We do anything to improvise, don't we, ladies? So my 1 3/4 inch punch died a long time ago. So I wonder if I could keep that there and attach that like that. It will be slightly bigger. I think I will actually. I'm just going to literally attach that, and then my little doggy I'm going to put in the centre. Oh, that looks cute. Who says you can't improvise? perfect. So I've got my 2 little circles. I might even give that a little squidgy squidge. Grab that on some, pop my pin in when I can, my eyesight's getting worse. So I'm just gonna slice one of these in half. I did cut 2 because I could add, let me grab my scissors. It is, my punches all need sharpening, that's what it is. I could attach one at the bottom. Let me grab some glue. I've just put it away, silly sausage. So I'm just going to add a line of glue. I'm just going to literally try and keep it as straight as possible, and then I'm going to do the same and attach the other one at the top. Just to look at me, I'm covered in glue. Oh, that's not too bad. There we go. It's got a little bit. Oh, I don't want to close it that much. Where's my pokey tool? Keep that. That's better. Oh, that's not too bad. I've got a gap either side. I think I need to sharpen all my punches because they go dull after a bit. So let's grab some dimensionals. Look at all these punches on my desk. Let's get rid of some of these out the way. It's boiling. Whew, I've got all my bits over there. I've got my tape runner. I've got all my stamps, pokey tool. Now I've got my blends. Grab some little mini dimensionals. Pop 3 on there. I've got some black ones to add on my other ones. So let's colour the little dog in. This is the pale crumb cake. Now I did stamp with Memento ink on my cheap white card and it just smudged the ink everywhere. So it only works with the Stampin' Up. The Memento only and the blends only work with the Stampin' Up paper. So I'm just adding a little bit of a dark spell. This is the ivory. I think I'll just do his hair in brown as well to match his little doggy woggy. And with, I've got a brown one here. Just going to highlight the tuft of his hair under his dog and over his back and belly, maybe around the top of his head. I've got the pink then for his skin. I am sweating. Whoa, it's warm. I'm going to give him a little pair of yellow trainers. And I'm going to do yellow shorts because I've only fetched a pink across with me at the minute. Oh my, this is dark Daffodil Delight. I only fetched pink and brown and blue, so let's get him a little blue t-shirt. And then just go over the darker bits. Should wait for it to dry really, but oh girls, I'm sweating pints. just adding a bit of shadow. So I actually got his little doggy on there. Please don't do what I did. You could, I suppose. But there's my dimensionals. I have sweating pints. And it was only to show off the acetate in the long run anyway. So I'm going to pop him here this time. That is too cute. But the lady, go over and watch her channel. She's and then I'm just going to put thinking of you today just there on that cute little card. How sweet, look at that beautiful acetate, and it's frosted, so I reckon this paper would look better with Christmas paper underneath and give that a real good glisten. So it's got Life is Better with Friends, so that's the one I've done with you. This is the one I did earlier, and I think I like this one because only the shine of the acetate comes in between. And I found these. I haven't. If I can find them again. Oh, they're little. There's circles, there's stars. I think they look like cobwebs. Them. I put cobwebs on that one. Where's my tissue gone? Keena's losing a plot. These I found in my stash the other day as well. So I'm going to get some little stars. They're just stickers. So I'm just going to add 3 little stickers. 1, 2, and I'm gonna put one just down there as well. So I added some little stickers. I might even just go one more in there. That is so cute. Get one for the little girl because I added cobwebs. They look like cobwebs to me now, but I thought they were like snowflakes, but they look like cobwebs. But they've got circles, stars and cobwebs, and I've had these for ages. But there we go, and it gave me an excuse to use a new stamp set I bought, which is called By My Side. You've got one also with the dad fishing with the kids, and it's called Besides Me. So don't get confused when ordering the wrong set. I will continue to finish off adding my strips. But like I'm saying, I had 2.5 strips left over. This is 3 inches wide, I think. Yeah, 3 inches wide. I don't know what happened with that one, but I've got all those little strips and those to make another make 2 more cards with that. And then if I add some more to these bits and another, say even if I did a 2-inch strip or a 1-inch strip and just added 1-inch strips and cut it in half, I would get another card out of those as well. So there's those and those. And also this is the one with the speckled acetate on, so I will add colour to those and carry on with that one as well. And again, the mystery will come from in between the acetate when my card shines like this one. So this one shines in between when you move your card. This one just shines all over. So which do you prefer, and would you give them a go? So I hope you like. Come back next time and take care. See you soon. Oh, and don't forget Laura's creative pages and cards. It's called, recommended by our beautiful friend Gloria. Thanks for watching. Till next time. Bye.